What a small world.
What a small world.
Baby, I'm anxiously waiting for your number.
Okay, there you go. Mm, mm.
Hey, Miriam.
Hello, everyone. Good evening.
Good evening, Queen Miriam.
How are you?
Awesome, thank you. You're looking great.
Oh, thank you. I can't see you. Where are you?
I'm here.
Uh, oh, yeah, I see you now. Yeah, you're looking bright and chirpy.
Yes, yes, yes. The sunshine has done a lot for me, and I'm home today.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh my God, Deborah.
Dr. Derek, are you ready?
Give me 5 seconds now. Let me
Okay, take your time.
reposition this thing here.
Host started recording.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Greetings to each and every one of November 14. Actually, I should say Tuesday, November 14, 2023. We are so honored and privileged to have you in this platform in our ONPASSIVE journey. And we're going to start our webinar today with a wonderful welcome tune by Sister Lerato Shadare Prosperity. And she sings In It to Win It, which is where we are. And Dr. Derek is going to play that tune for us. And please, I will call on each and every one of us watching to actually pay attention to the nonverbal communication of this song, because it portrays to us where we currently are in our ONPASSIVE journey. All right. So without further ado, I'm going to call on our brother and king, Dr. Derek, to play our signature tune as we start the webinar for today. Thank you. Over to you, Dr. Derek.
We are here. We are on passive. Shine bright into the future. We rise high with one heart and revolution, lifting up humanity as we rise, standing tall, hand in hand. We are the unicorn. We are the stars. To win it, to win it, to win it. In it to win it.
ONPASSIVE, ONPASSIVE, the future of Internet.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Wow, ONPASSIVE is the future of Internet. Thank you, Dr. Derek. Thank you, Sister Lerato Shadare. We definitely are in it to win it. That was an awesome introduction to where we had to start today's session. We saw where our CEO, Engineer Mohammed Kamal, and the dream team, all of them, Professor Susan, where they are. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I'm not going to elaborate on that, but we did see that in the nonverbal communication of the music. So at this stage, we're moving to the mindset. And the mindset today is about the alignment of our mindset to fit the ONPASSIVE business. And our speaker for the day is Queen Miriam Edwards. Queen Miriam Edwards is one of our wonderful queens who has been here with us for quite some time. She is an international inspirational speaker. We've heard from her before, and for those who haven't seen her, this is your opportunity to pay attention to what she has to share. She is awesome. She is that speaker who has a master's in accounting, an associate in theology. In addition to all of the above, she's also an IRS, Internal Revenue, whatever, agent, enrolled agent, Internal Revenue Services enrolled agent. She's also a tax resolution specialist in America, all right, because we are more than 200 territories or countries where ONPASSIVE is enrolled, but she is in America. And she's going to talk to us about the mindset. And we know from our CEO that the mindset is affected by two things. The physical, which is the monetary aspect that our CEO has promised us, and we are going to work on the mental, and that's where we bring Queen Miriam to help us prepare ourselves for the mental aspects of our minds. So Queen Miriam Edwards, I know and I did see that you're there. You're very welcome. We love you, we appreciate you, and the microphone is yours. I'm going to pass it over to you, Queen Miriam.
Thank you, Queen Debbie. Thank you, Dr. Derek, for allowing me to be on our platform tonight. And I am honored to be here. I've not been here for a while because of other things I have to take care of, but I am so blessed to be sharing tonight about the mindset. Aligning the mindset to fit the ONPASSIVE business. When we talk about aligning ourselves, that means we were once aligned and we have gone off track, or we are trying to get aligned because we are now on something new. Think about a car. If a car is maligned or not in alignment, you won't get that rev from that car. If you're driving on the highway and that car is not aligned, you cannot go fast with that car. With that being said, our business ONPASSIVE that our CEO has blessed us with, he has used his talent and the gift that God has given him to open up this great opportunity, this great movement that whether we are employees or we were business owners before, we can be a part. So it is open to everyone. As one writer said in our scripture, my faith, whosoever will. And the same concept, Ashmafare, it is for humanity. Once you live and breathe, humanity, whosoever will. So this evening, I'm going to share with us or remind us how we should align ourselves or be in alignment, that aligned mindset to fit the ONPASSIVE business. Transitioning from an employee to a business owner is a big shift. As an employee, we go to work, we are told what to do, when to eat, when to take vacation, when to leave work. With all of that said, we were told, or we have been told, what to do for the most part of our life. For those of us who have been working many years, we've been told what to do, when to do, how to do. But as excited business owners, for those who have not shifted to a business mentality, who have always worked, it's a totally different mindset. So embracing a business mindset, it takes a total shift of the paradigm in order to be successful. Whether the business is selling sweets, as you would see a lot of young people or older people on the street selling sweets, or whatever it is, whether it's from sweets to selling lumber, there is a total shift, because the wheel turns when you, the business owner, turns the wheel. So let's get to the mindset. In order to be profitable, in order to be successful, in order to position ourselves for greatness, to achieve our purpose, because for every business owner, enter businesses to make a profit. But this ONPASSIVE business, it's like none other. Yes, we want to make a profit, but we also want to make it, and it is created to be there to lift up humanity. So whether we are at the top of the ladder, or we're just climbing on the ladder, it is there for us, all humanity, to get a piece of the pie. The pie is huge, and it is there for all of us. But in order for us to partake, the mindset has to be shifted. So one of the first things I would like us to look at is embrace a growth mindset. As I spoke about climbing on the ladder, think about stepping on the ladder, or think about planting seeds. We are looking for growth. Once we plant, we are expecting that the harvest will come. Ashmafare has provided this movement, and we are waiting for things to streamline. He's working assiduously for things to streamline, but are we ready for the overflow? I don't think so. So this is the reason things are delayed, to get us ready, to make sure we are ready, that when the overflow comes, the mindset is there to put things, or things have already been put in place to absorb that overflow. So embrace that growth mindset. Build the barns, the mental barns. Build that barn okay, I need to put this here. I need to make sure my account is ready. I need to make sure that I am setting aside funds. I need to make sure that I am rigorously checking my expenses, making sure that I am not going over my expenses, my income and my expenses. My expenses should not be overpowering my income. So we are being good steward of what the little we have now, then we will be able to manage overflow when it comes. So embrace mindset. Adopt a mindset of continuous learning and growth. What can I do in order to increase either my income or reduce my expenses? There are some expenses that we have, or recurring expenses that we can get rid of. There are several times I've heard Dr. John and many other speakers speak about how to reduce our expenses or how to maintain the income we have. Continuous learning. Sometimes we forget. Go back and watch those webinars. They are on YouTube, ready for you to refresh your memory. The growth mindset. So every time we refresh, we rehearse, we are improving on what we learn so we can be at the cutting edge when the overflow comes. Set clear goals. Remember, we are aligning mind for the ONPASSIVE business. We are not the ones who will be putting platforms because the platform is already set, but we want to make sure that our mindset is right at the setting goals. Help us define long-term visions and break down actionable goals. This will give a sense of direction and purpose. Remember, we are transitioning from an employee mentality for some of us who are still employees to a business mindset. So we always have to be at the cutting edge that is bombarding us with all of the global upheavals, with all of the challenges that our goals to match the purpose, to match the direction we are going in our business. It's set. We're encouraged every day. And the scripture declares that as a man thinketh in his heart, and nothing will come to us. Everyone will ride over us. But if we think that we were created with the potential, with the ideals, with everything to succeed in life, we will find a way. The saying goes, while there's a will, there's a way. So as we set goals, and sometimes we get off track, but because we have set goals, different outcomes. So positive mindset is everything. The next point is self-confidence. Now, so many things happen to us at different times that would derail us. Sometimes we feel as if we have lost sight of who we are. But cultivating self-confidence will always remind us that we are a purposeful person. If we know our source, God, He said in verse 11, whether you are from, you may think, oh, I'm from the worst family. No, so changes. If we're static, we will not move on, have to go. So we can meet, we can assist, we can help humanity in transitioning when the time and the changes happen. So be adaptable. Understand how to be flexible. That's one of the keys to be a successful business owner. We have different places that they are working, making sure that our it all goes back to mindset. I know many of us are a little frustrated because the payment processor is not working and when am I going to see the money in my account? However, of course, let's stay in it and we will win it together. Thank you.
Queen Miriam, you know I'm a cheerleader. I'm a cheerleader, right? And you nailed it. You nailed it. We missed you, and today you came back giving us what we have missed. But you know, we have backups and we have all the others. Yours today is just outstanding. Thank you, Queen Miriam. Yes, the alignment of our mindset.
Debbie.
You're welcome. We're so honored to have you today, and we hope that anyone who listened and has any feedback or question for Queen Miriam, this is the right time for you to raise your hand and make your comment about the mindset presentation that Queen Miriam did today. So I'm going to pause here and go to the hands to see if anyone has raised their hand so they can give a feedback on what she presented. It was just, she had so much to talk about, and I'm sure we all...
Queens and kings around the globe, we want to thank God for sending Queen Miriam to us. We haven't seen her for quite some time, but I really appreciate our Heavenly Father for bringing her here because we really miss her. We thank God also for sending our CEO to all of us, because if it wasn't for him, thank you, Mr. Ash Mufere. Thank you for the knowledge or the vision that you have instilled into all of us. And we are here also to do the same thing to you and to the rest of the individuals who are in need when it comes to All Bless. But when it comes to our sister here, our queen, I will say extraordinary inspirational speech, Queen Miriam.
Thank God. Thank you.
Thank you, Queen Dr. Benny. Queen Miriam, you see how much we miss you.
I know.
Yeah.
I miss you guys too.
You know, when I saw it, I just said, oh Lord, we are so honored and blessed, because when you do not see any of our kings and queens or brother and sister, you don't know what's going on. And when you finally see them, say, oh yes, this is good, this is good, this is good. This is more than good. With a smile on your face and whatever we are going through, we know there's something in the horizon. So let's stay positive. Yeah. Let's continue to encourage one another. Check out one another if you do not see them, and always pray. I know that's one of your fortes, looking out for each other. So let us pray for those that we don't see them regularly. Open arms when they do show up. Queen Miriam, welcome.
God bless you.
Robots. So I just found a thing about industrial robotics and cybersecurity. Just you guys should just there are certain researchers who did some research about robotics, and I am just going to share my screen to show you guys something about robots, about the safetiness. And you guys know that most of the time people will only present the advantages, but they never present the disadvantages of what anything can do. So please, continuation of doing our research. Robotics and cybersecurity. So how manufacturers can minimize risk to ensure safe operation. To see how I can increase this. Help me. I need to see the wordings here.
It's very clear, Dr. Benny.
Okay. I'm not seeing on this side.
It's industrial robotics and cybersecurity, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to like see. I need to shift this. Okay. Well, let's see. Sorry. All right. Anyway. So industrial robots are improving in terms of what? Capabilities and performance, right? So they are used across manufacturing associated with industries where fast, accurate, repetitive work is required. It is really rapidly increasing nowadays. We all know, I have been telling you guys, that robots, the more employers, intellectual property. So the good news is that with an appropriate cybersecurity review, researchers by product testing and the implementation of proportionate controls, organization can be assured industrial robots are operating in safe and secure way. In manufacturing, you have health, you have retail environment, and so on. So from the sea floor to the outer space, robot technology made it possible for researchers and scientists to go and access to remote areas and environment that do yet sustain human life. So we talk about the military, right? The military, they use robots to help explode ordnance displays. Now, robots are used in search of, they do research in missions as well. There are also handful of social robots like People, Astro, and Bodies that are for home use and can connect with devices. So that when they use robots in the food now, you know, when to go and serve. Let me say, if you go to buy food, you go to the restaurant to eat, they will train the robot now. Let's say they will dish the food, right? And then the robot will come now and serve you. So that's what is going to be happening pretty soon, right? It's happening in other countries. Okay, so despite the benefit of robots growing in numbers, researchers have become increasingly concerned that cybersecurity has not properly been prioritized during robots design, manufacturing, deployment, and use. In fact, some maintain that the focus is deployment. This is the name of a researcher. So there are a lot of researchers that they will go and do a research of something about anything, about robotics, about cybersecurity, and then you will notice when they did their research. So in 2021, researchers demonstrated how to bypass controls based upon the intrusion detection techniques and hack into robot vehicles. So according to the report, malicious attackers, after the controls of the hospital robot, could interfere with the patient's care, medical record, disrupt or block the delivery critical medical to patients, steal medications, or use the robot to harm people at the hospital. To tell you the truth, I know that Sister Debbie, you see this. I don't see it very well. But anyway, give me a minute, please. Sister Debbie, can you put me in the presentation mode? I mean, for me alone. It's all right. Anti-technology. A robot is defined as a programmable multifunction that is being designed to move materials, parts, tools, or devices by the means of variables program movement with the purpose of accomplishing different tasks. Now, so when it comes to the International Standard of Organization, there are certain groups that the robots are being classified. You talk about the industrial, the services. So when it comes to industry, it is defined as automatically controlled, reprogrammable, multipurpose, multipopular, you talk about programmable in three or more axes, and personal career. Now, medical robots have been defined as robots, the device that are being intended to be used as medical electrical equipment. And then it talks about further refinement in the terminology, which is being ongoing, right? An example is robot is like a robotic system does all the time. All right. So one of the first use of robots in manufacturing, low down on a list of importance to be considered inevitably, being eclipsed by new features, reduced costs, and safety issues. So the notion of designing cybersecurity at the beginning, the robot's product deployment has not gained traction. Indeed, many users are more interested in the product's future, the cost, the functionality, than the cybersecurity. Now, you guys know about the facial recognition, right? Facial recognition and biometrics. And you guys know about the hand geometrics, biometrics. So for the hand geometric is a unique from person to person that has been used to identify a person since 1960, although hand geometric is unique. Using it to identify an individual does carry importance of limitation, according to the InfoSec Institute. So when it comes to the GATE biometrics, it does an analysis by measuring the way a person walks. GATE recognition is still a new technology, but researchers, they are still working on it. And already they have somehow developed a system for smartphones in which you and I, we do have smartphones that could be used to implement it. So, unfortunately, many people get seduced by human-like nature of some robotic system and start to overthink of robotic cybersecurity risk. Robots are the combination of mechanical structure, the sensors, the actuators, and the computer software that will manage and control these devices. with ordinary machine and it needs to be considered and such of evaluating the cybersecurity risk. So when considering robotics and cybersecurity, the information security triangles, you have confidentiality, you have integrity and availability, likely to be replaced with the focused attention of the availability, which means that the machine is available for safety. Now, shutting down systems for security patches and updates are assisting be fully utilized as any other. Of course, confidentiality should not be ignored. The robot process employed in a factory or the complex of the control, so which it can be used to guide an autonomous or semi-autonomous robot value to both hackers and competitors. As you guys know about the hackers are out there doing everything just to steal our information. And when they steal your identity, they will go and destroy you out there. So some of us, we have to protect ourselves. It is very important. As you all know, that a lot of hackers out there, some of them did not know about ONPASSIVE, right? Some of them did not believe ONPASSIVE. But nowadays, when ONPASSIVE was introduced into the world, March the 30th of 2022, and again, September 1st, when our first product was commercialized, hackers started playing over the intelligence of our mind on WhatsApp. They will call and ask for a code. And I believe that whenever from the beginning and you don't know the phone number of that individual, you have never heard, you have never seen this type of phone number, do not pick it up. Even if you mistakenly pick up that phone, make sure if they ask you for a code, please do not give any code. If I'm the one, I will not even pick up, because if I don't know your number, I won't pick it up at all. So we have to be mindful of what is happening nowadays when it comes to hackers. Robots and their associates. Robot and their associated supporting software, firmware, hardware, it can be undermined by attackers. Unfortunately, oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. So firmware and software attacks. So industrial robot firmware and supporting firm software may be loaded, right? You have the local flash drive. You guys know about the flash drive, right? So sometimes if you want to upload something, to upload any data, we used to have flash drive. If you go to Staples and ask for a flash drive, it will be given to you. You have what? Oh, a solid media. Like any software susceptible to malware and poor coding. So when we talk about the coding, it means that the developers, remember, developers are the one doing the codings, right? So the practices, it has to be led to unforeseen cybersecurity issues. You have software and firmware deployed on robots. They are often left in an access state for engineering, maintenance, and support. Now, this could be in the, you guys know about the USB, right? And as well as RJ45 port. It may be open based upon the wireless connection. And sometimes it has been, some of it, it's very weak. And So when it's weak like that, it has to be protected. When you purchase any, let me say, computer, or when you purchase a computer, they always give you a default password. And a lot of hackers already know about those passwords. And sometimes with those passwords, if you don't come and change it, that's when hackers will be able to intrude into your system just to steal your information and make sure that you will not be able to utilize your computer, right? So they talk about traveling maintenance. Teaching will usually have a supporting laptop for accessing a robot, right? These laptops may not be secured and configured, and it could access other websites. So most of the time, I'm just praying that when you purchase your laptop, whenever you purchase your laptop, make sure that it is being secured. Associate where you purchase your laptop from. All right, so there are many languages nowadays, right, that can be used to program the robots. We have .NET, which is being used by Microsoft Robotics Developers Studio. You have Python, and you have many others. Now, in addition, you have a robot operating system, right, which it provides what? An open source software being configured to provide communication to the external parties, such as the factory control system. Remote access via the manufacturer services box often use the wireless communication, which it includes the cellular network, remote access by the vendor. Now, in some cases, this access be without the operator knowledge. So undoubtedly, right, it has been designed to improve customers' experience in order for you to connect and present a risk that has not been captured or considered by a manufacturing plant operator. So as we have seen, data confidentiality, when I talk about confidentiality, it means privacy, may not have been considered in the design. Privacy is very important, right? Resulting to the plain text of to encrypt or unsecure communication between the system. Now, security safety during the empirical task may not be a concern. Now, in some cases, the fact that the other than 30 degrees, it may not matter at all. So, on the other hand, tampering with closed loop of controls and parameters, when I talk about parameters, it's like a limit that will result in a robotic arm moving to the degrees to that could have a huge impact. When I talk about impact, it's like influencing the manufacturing quality or even injure a nearby worker. We do have robot and identity and access management, right? Oh man, I keep going back and forth. Gee, help me. So your actions for manufacturers, manufacturers should undertake, right? So industrial robot manufacturers and operators need to review the cybersecurity risk of their products based upon the functions, the performance, and the context in which they are used. So you have manufacturers should take what? They should review robot security design, hazard analysis and threat, creation of traceability risk, secure code review. So what are the benefits of this? The advantages are easily apparent into a healthcare sector. Robots work on the hospital floor and distribute medicine. So they work in the hospital distributing medicine. So the reason why they are distributing medicine is because humans like you and I, we sit down, plan, try to find out how we can program this robot to do certain things for us. That's why it's like machine learning, right? So you program them, they will go from floor to floor. The medication, the nurses will, let me just say, the doctor has already prescribed medication to the client. Then the nurses now, they will put it in the right, what should I say, the right patient. So they will put it in that small cup and give it to the robot to go to, let me just say, they will program the robot to go to, let me say, the 3rd floor, and then to room 356. Robot will do that and give the medication to the patient. So it is us that we have to do such a thing, because if you don't program the robot will not be able to go to the 3rd floor to room 356 by giving that, distributing the medication to the patient. So an example of spirit and opportunity, curiosity, perseverance, robotics vehicles, they will send mass, right? So we have seen that industrial robots can bring significant products, gains, and cost savings. New manufacturers, integrations, operations. So by using a cybersecurity threat-driven, risk-based approach to this issue, it is possible to ensure a successful growth of business that is safe, secured, and profitable. You guys know that when you program a robot to perform a task, robot will do the task, perform the task. But you guys notice that some of the humans on Earth, most of the time, they will tell you that, let me say, if it's time for them to go to work, they will call in sick, right? So when they call in sick, it is very difficult to replace them at that time. That is why a lot of employers, they're spending money or doing research to see what they can do when it comes to robotics, right? So they would rather program robots to do work for them than human beings. Because when you fall sick, what can we do? That robot will go and give that medication, right? So from now on, we need to work harder and take care of ourselves and do things that's supposed to be done. And I just want to thank our brand ambassadors, those who decided to really join ONPASSIVE, because the time will come, yes, robotics, they're taking some of the jobs, but it's not all the jobs that robots are, or should I say artificial intelligence and machine learning, they're taking. It's not all, but there are certain jobs that we have to do what it takes to study. Everything is gonna become digital, and there is nothing that we can do, and we just have to continue to learn. I would say thank you so much, Queen Debbie, and thank you guys for listening. When it comes to robotics and cybersecurity, sometimes you have their pros and cons about anything that you do. And most of the time, some of us, we just always focus on the benefit side of the cyber security or anything that we do. And robots and servers, I did all this, all our researchers, they did their research, and I got some of the information from it when it comes to robotics. Thank you so much again. Thank you, Queen Debbie, for giving me this opportunity to show that Connect is commercialized and we are utilizing our products. Thank you, Brother Kamal. Thank you, Brother Nazel. Thank you, Professor Susan and the O Media team. And I also thank our affiliate brand ambassadors for being, what should I say? The patient dog eats the fattest bone. We are being patient. There's nothing we can do at the moment, but just continue to be patient and make sure that everything of yours is being protected. As we all know, all our products are being powered by artificial intelligence, which means that it is being secured. The products are secured, but when they're out there, you got to secure it yourself. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Benny. Thank you so much. Wow. Robotics for business.
Happening because we have no control over our employers using robotics, but what we do have at our fingertip is the ONPASSIVE movement. So learning and understanding the different products, when it comes to commercialization, we will be profitable because some of our jobs will be replaced and we will not have income. Or if we're not able to retool or continuous learning and change our focus or get another skill, we will be out of work because robotics is here to stay. Remember, robotics is here to stay. So we either retool or pay attention to the ONPASSIVE business. And once everything becomes...
Queen Miriam, as you know, I thank you that you really understand about the replacement. There are certain jobs that are being replaced and that will be replaced. You have customer and truck driver, computer programmers, research analysts, and then, but there are jobs that artificial intelligence will not replace. Artificial intelligence will not replace teaching.
We have been a little issue
Nursing.
with the
caregiving.
Yes, despite the fact that you have nursing, right? But the nurses, nurses cannot really, I believe that artificial intelligence will not be able to really clean a lawyer or something, or human resource, or an artist, because artificial intelligence will not replace you. Thank you so much, Queen Miriam.
Thank you. That's a wealth of knowledge you have given us.
Thank you, Dr. Benny. Very much appreciate both of you. And I see Queen Nadu's hand is up. Queen Nadu Lawson, you're welcome. Good evening, sis. The microphone is yours.
Good evening, my sister, Dr. Debbie. Yes, I'm here in family. I want to congratulate both presenters, the queens, Queen Miriam and Queen Benny. Queen Miriam, it's good for us to always remember what we did. We accumulate so much, but because we keep looking, digging, we forgot the whole thing that we had. So it's good to go back and look at it and research, find something good that we left behind. When it comes to robotic, we don't believe in certain stuff, but it's happening. It was like 2 weeks or less. One of my friend's son had to go through surgery, and they say it will be only a robot. I'm like, what? And you let your son do that? You sign for this? I will never. And she's like, I think that is more efficient than human. I'm like, okay. And it happened. The surgery was fine, and he's recovering now. I'm waiting to meet him, to meet that young man, and ask me how he did it, how they do it, the robot. So when things are happening, we don't have to rush taking conclusion. Let's see. That's why I'm worried for the people who are letting unpassive opportunity go by. And when they wake up after 5, 10 years, they will be like, if I know it, I will be somewhere else, but it will be too late. I'm very happy to hear my sister Benny, who was married, and keep the truth as her weapon. Thank you very much. That's all I want to share.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Naudu. I really appreciate you. What I noticed during surgery, if you don't program the robot will not be able to perform the surgery well. You have to be trained, well trained, and then train the robot to task. Thank you.
Thank you for your question. Thank you, Queen Feather King. Your hand was up. Queen Feather. Okay. Queen JW. Good evening to St. Martin and welcome. Over to you.
Good evening. Amazing. Thank you so much, Queen Debbie. Appreciate you so much. Always the host with the most. Thank you, Dr. Derek. And thank you, Dr. Benny, for that amazing presentation. I mean, you bring it to us every week. You show us how to protect ourselves. You bring a robot, of course, make a mistake, but the person that the robot is not going to get blamed. You really be on top of your game, and that's in that position. But just think of those minor jobs that some of us hold that will be taken away, wiped out completely. Because those are just mediocre jobs, that probably should never existed in the first, but they made them up so they can have people there and they don't have to be there. So now and that's where ONPASSIVE comes in. It comes in, ONPASSIVE is the vehicle to take us to meet all the goals and our dreams that we need so we could be self-sufficient, that we could call the shots, so we could get a taste of freedom, and enjoy our family and so forth and leave a legacy behind. Because why should our children start from the bottom? That don't even make no sense. Why should they start and go through the struggle and the pain that some of us went through? Do we love our children enough? So let's take the information that we get every day and implement it in our lives, by securing ourselves, because identity theft is no joke. Mm-hmm. It's like you've been raped and ripped of your identity, and you don't get it back. And what makes
those robots to do those work? Yes. So that is why I am so happy that we joined ONPASSIVE.
Yes, indeed.
So, which also means that the vision that our CEO, God sent him to us, right? He is our visionary. So when he saw this vision, he decided to share it to us. Plus, people even despite the fact that people are dying, but you have mothers still having babies. So we have 8.1 plus billion moving up. Now, but it is only 1.4 million plus. It's not 1.4 billion. No, it's not. It is only 1.4 million that decided to join ONPASSIVE. So with everything that is happening, it is time for you and I to go out there also to share our vision to the rest, to those who were through, right? He loved us so much. Despite the fact that he will come and just smile with all of us, right? But he's doing what it takes. Please, let us be patient. Can we be patient? And when the money starts flowing, or should I say, he says it's apples. Please, let's do it. Let's go out there. Let's share this information. And again, let's do what it takes when it comes to Oh Bless. Thank you so much, Queen JW, for everything. I appreciate you. I appreciate you all.
Okay. Brother Vital must have just come in because I didn't see the hand earlier. Brother Vital, and after that it will be Brother Divya.
I have a friend who works at Amazon and he's being retrained. So, you know, it's not everybody is losing their jobs. You know, they replace them and put them in different positions. So whether you like it or not, it's here to stay. And Dr. Benny, you did a wonderful job making that presentation and making us aware, you know, of what's coming. Tesla, you know, you're coming from wherever your trip takes you and you're coming back, you get picked up at the airport by a driverless car. So, you know, ONPASSIVE is on the right track. We just have to retool ourselves now to grasp the knowledge, knowing that the world that we're going to be living in the future is not going to be the same world that we lived in the past. It's going to be a different world, a world of AI, robotics, equipped where you're walking. There's nobody there. You walk and you pick up your shopping cart and you move around and pick up your grocery items. And if you put it in your shopping cart and you decide to take it back out, it gets subtracted. And you do your shopping and you leave with nobody there to attend to you in terms of helping you to shop. And everything is programmed. And that's a new world now we are inheriting. So right on point there, Dr. Benny, you know, just to bring the awareness to everybody. And very good, very nice, wonderful, beautiful presentation. Appreciate it very much. Thank you, Queen Debbie, for allowing me to speak.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you, Brother Vital. Dr. Benny.
Yes, I just want to say, Brother Vital, I really appreciate your support. You're supposed to take an Uber, something like that. But it is a robot that is going to be driving. You know, at first, I was thinking of, if I'm going to see a robot being the driver, God forbid, I am really, really afraid. But I have to start getting used to it. It's happening. Mm-hmm. I'm really afraid. But they have to be well trained. How they will take, let me say, from the airport to my home. The way they'll be driving, it is only God. I don't know what to say, Brother Vital, but just to pray. Thank you so much.
Well, I tell you, statistics have proven that they have more
you made a statement. There are accidents that occur, but when it comes to the robotics, they may not be accident, because hopefully they will know how to, like when they're driving, they'll be very careful. And when you're sitting in the car, make sure hold it tight. Be strong and stay.
I'm not going to pick me up anytime soon. Trust me. I'm scared just like you.
No, that's okay. I mean, we don't really have a choice, because there is nothing that we can do. But we just want to thank God for what He has done. He created us, and now we're working on programming the robots to do the work for us. Yes. And the programmers, they will do their work very well. You have the developers, the programmers, they will really work hard. And then you have the quality assurance that will look at the work of the programmers, those who are writing the codes, to make sure that they're doing it correctly. Because when you program that robot, that is why you really know, you have to know what you're doing. You program it that, hey, take this car and take Benny to her destination. Jay God. And I don't know what to say, but I just want to thank God for everything.
They say Dr. Benny, so don't worry. They say Dr. Benny, I get it all right.
The robot will come and say, are you Dr. Benny?
Are you Benny?
Say yes.